So, how many of you guys remember about a month ago when I took 30 graded games and auctioned them all off on Whatnot at the same time, ended up losing money on a good number of them, and it ended up just being kind of a bad idea in general? Well, we're doing it again. That's right, folks. This time we've got 12 of these bad boys that are all going up for auction later this afternoon. We've got games ranging everywhere from an 8.0 to a 9.6. Now, why do I say the last time didn't work out so well? Well, I was shooting for an average buy cost on these bad boys last time of like $300. It ended up being more like $230, which means that even though last time I sold like over $5,000 worth of stuff, I only ended up profiting maybe like $500 or $600 or so. But folks, I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna sound like a broken record here. It's inevitable. With all of these games, I'm okay if I get those same margins again, because I'm going to be able to move these all at once. And not only is it super important to my business model to have incredibly good cash flow and sell-through rate of my inventory, but that's even more so the case right now because Erica and I, as many of you guys know, are saving up to hopefully buy our dream house, which will give this business here a whole lot more space. This spare bedroom right here, in addition to the one next door, which looks a little something like this, are what I'm currently working with in terms of business space, which, don't get me wrong, I'm incredibly grateful for. But because it's right in the middle of our house, it's not the most conducive to hiring more help. And hence, we are getting rid of all of these bad boys this afternoon, which I'm excited for. I definitely could have just listed all of these individually on eBay, just like I did for all of these ones down here that are a little bit more high dollar, as you can see. And ultimately, they probably would And in the end, they probably would sell for more, but ultimately it's going to be a lot less work and a lot quicker cash flow if I just take the loss on some of them and sell them quick. So you are going to be able to find out, along with me, what these things end up going for. Now, what I'm doing different this time than last time, which will hopefully help me out, is allowing pre-bids. So people can go into the auction preview, look at the items listed, and enter a bid amount beforehand if they so desire. And I have actually pulled up my listings now so you and I can see right now whether or not this is actually going to make a solid difference. So Castlevania 2, no bids so far. Dragon Quest, no bids so far. Hitman 3, no pre-bids. Mario and Sonic has no pre-bids. Okay, Sealed Wii Mario Power Tennis has a pre-bid of $1 apparently. And the only other one is Zelda Skyward Sword on the Wii back there, which does have a pre-bid of $50. Folks, I do not have a good feeling about this right now. But anyways, my loss may end up being your entertainment. I'm gonna go ahead and get this auction done this afternoon and catch up with you guys afterwards. All right, so folks, auction is over. Results time. I'm in a different shirt because frankly, auctions just always make me sweaty. And the results were a little bit rough because we didn't have any like really high-end, like medium to high-end graded games. It was pretty much all lower-end graded games. Our average buy cost per game went down from last time it was like $230. This time it ended up being just shy of $190, which, you know, is fine. It's pretty much to be expected. I probably have an average of like $150, maybe a little bit more into each of these. So after Whatnot fees, I'm probably making an average of like $20 a piece, which is far from glamorous. I'll give you guys a little glimpse into some of the best ones specifically. Resident Evil 4 on the Wii ended up selling for $230, which I was honestly really happy with. I think Resident Evil is just a really great franchise, but especially for an 8.5 A+, I was pretty happy with that number. I honestly don't know what they tend to go for. And then actually the highest sale was this Super Smash Bros. Brawl 9.6 A+, which ended up going for $280, I believe. I've got somewhere between 160 and 200 into this one, so again, not gonna be a huge profit, but I was happy that it did go for that amount. The worst ones, on the other hand, were this Mortal Kombat Armageddon 9.4, which sold for, I think, $133, and Hitman 2, which sold for $131, which this one, luckily, I did get for $10 at a pawn shop, so I only have about 110 total into it after grading, but once you factor in Whatnot fees that I'm going to pay, I'm basically breaking even on this one. And this one, I honestly am probably losing a bit. I would guess I maybe paid in like the 30 range for this, even though it's greatest hits. Now again, it's easy to say, Caleb, why in the world would you grade a greatest hits version? But keep in mind, when I was sending these things in, anything that was graded in plastic was selling like hotcakes. So the market has changed a lot since then. Anyways, the rest of the stuff in here was all kind of somewhere in the middle. I was happy what this one did. I think it ended up going for $165, which is good since it's a pretty low grade. The rest of these probably averaged, I would say, like 20 to 30 bucks profit a piece. So I was glad that on most of them, I'm not going to be losing money, especially in a market that is declining like this one is right now. This has been another episode of how to make large sales while still keeping your profit margins extremely small 101 with Caleb.